early video, I think season 1, season 2, a lot of that stuff on the channel, the airsoft stuff, was filmed on a phone. Recently, end of season 2, start of season 3, a lot of this stuff is GoPro stuff, and then obviously I've got gameplay stuff that's GoPro stuff as well. So you guys let me know. I'm also thinking of getting a 360 camera. I just think it would be cool to have a 360 camera on my shoulder, because then what it would do is give you the headshot, the side angle of my gun, as well as a shoulder angle, so every time I spin, rotate, you can also see things that's happening behind me. The only thing with that is it's a whole load more editing, so I'm only gonna do it if you guys request it. But without further ado, let's get back to the VPX. And it's just so beautiful, like I'm telling you, Vorsk, they do well. It's just like the Glock, they do well. Customs, if you're looking for a budget custom, defo worth doing. Also, where I bought this from as well, they did me justice, because I looked online, they're going for 145 and 169, call it 170, whereas I paid 110. But that's because I believe I'm a Marshall, so I got like Marshall discount or something. But it was yeah, I'm saying 110 is it's affordable, bro, compared to 17 or 14. But yeah, so yeah, let's get into it without further ado. And I'm quite far, like now I'm looking at it, for a pistol, if a pistol can hit from this distance comfortably, then yeah, like we're definitely onto something here. And I do want to use this as well as my the aim is to use this as my, so for my, I'll do it later, I'll show you later. I have 2 loadouts now. Well, I have 3 loadouts. I have an indoor loadout, which is the Raven inner conversion kit, and that's that. And then my first loadout for outdoors is a CM16 2.0 Raider from G&G. And then my secondary would obviously be this bad boy, the Vorsk VPX. And then my third loadout is this is also for outdoors, is a Spectre Arms SAHO2, and this bad boy as my secondary. So yeah, like I'm getting there. I still want to make some changes. I think I will change the secondary on my loadout 3, and I do want to get a sidearm for my indoor loadout, but I think it's too early to do that, because I still want to do a HPA kit for that loadout just to see if it's worth keeping the conversion kit. But yeah, man, we're doing bare chatting. Let me flip this off safety and we'll get to some shoot testing. And I'm about like 3-4 meters away. 1, 2, 3, maybe about 3.5, 4. Oh, right at the top. One thing I will say about this pistol is, yeah, one thing I will say about this is, like, and we're basically halfway through, if you notice the kick, this is why I say red gas any day, especially if it's indoors. Like, if it's indoors, what's stopping you? It's reliable, it's powerful, and it's 3.0. What I will say about this is accuracy is banging, bro. Like, I know I'm only like 3 meters away, but averagely in airsoft, this is where the distance between you and your opponent, especially if it's an outdoor location. And for me, this is hitting, bro. This is hitting like the person is the target's 1 meter away. So I'm very interested to see in even like a QBC location where I only have something like this, maybe like 2-3 mags, just so I can survive long enough, how this would deliver, because it's hitting, bro. Like, I'm gonna feature the target camera so you guys can see, but I can see like this is hitting, bro. This is literally hitting exactly where I'm aiming. So for the price, like, it's why I speak so much good stuff about Vorsk, because I have shot with Like many, you guys will just look at the channel. Like, I don't want to list the company names, but I've shot with GBB pistols, rifles, shotguns. The other day I met some guy and he had like the John Wick high capper. And don't get me wrong, no knock to these brands, all guns. These guns are amazing, but bro, I have a pistol that is literally shooting like how a rifle shoots, bro. That's crazy, bro, for me, because it means that I'm trying to analyze, say my target was more like 10 meters away, what kind of shot I'd get, because with a 2.5 it's so precise, bro. And I don't feel like, you see, the one thing I will say about the EU18 is like, I feel like with the 2.5 it struggles. One shot is high, one shot is low, two shots are high, two shots are on point. It's almost like you're a bit nervous, because unless the person is 1.5 meters away, there's no guaranteed hit unless you take your time. I've noticed that there's a way to do it, like with the EU18, if you aim, shoot, pause for a second, shoot, pause for a second, shoot, it tends to be consistent. Normally it's because you're spamming the trigger, the gas isn't having time to cycle back the top slide and then place the next shell in and distribute the same amount of gas. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, so half the time it's your fault. Stop spamming the trigger. Unless you're on auto, which again, that's always going to be crazy. You just have to kind of aim slightly lower, because some of them will fly above. But what I was saying is like, bro, the aim on this is so immaculate. And I feel like, you see, one thing with the Vorsk is like the kick sometimes scares you, but it's the sound of the gas that frightens you or shocks you as a user, or even the person on the other side. With this, I feel like it just feels like a good build, because that kick, the kick is immaculate. I feel like I can honestly say that the kick on this is better than the EU18, because it just feels more high quality, it feels more high quality and more consistent, and it feels like what you would expect from a gas flowback pistol, if you get what I mean. Whereas the Vorsk, it kind of feels more toy-like. I won't lie to you, when I was doing target practice at Splatoon, that's one thing I did end up saying by the end of my round when I was watching the content. I was like, oh, it's more for toy. That's where I've kind of got to with the Vorsk EU18. It's good, it's a very good toy, but it's more for toy. Whereas I feel like this is it's like you're almost now starting to step into serious gameplay, because the aim is immaculate. Like, the aim is actually immaculate, like serious stuff. So I am about 4 meters away, possibly 4.5 now that I'm analyzing, because that's at 1, that's at 2, that's at 3, that's at 4. So maybe like 4, 4.25, 4.5. And bro, the aim is immaculate. Like, I can't even stress it enough. Like, the aim is actually immaculate. That was my fault for not aiming properly. See, all the other ones are making it. I've literally knocked the thing down. Oh my gosh. I know, like, if you've been a watcher of the channel since early, I know you're probably gonna watch this video and be like, he said the same thing about the EU18. Bro, I'm a different, and I even done an update to that where I was like, I know about in a month or two, I'm gonna become a higher kind of like I would like have higher expectations of these things. And bro, 4 months later, here I am. Bro, this is 10 times better than the Vorsk. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially if you're you're planning to be a long-term player, not just somebody coming in and like you go to a game once every 6 months. I'm talking about somebody who's actively trying to play twice, 3, 4 times a month. You want to go for this, because right now I'm actually tempted to, when I've next got some time off work, take this to Splatoon and do target practice for like maybe 2 hours, just back to back to back, because it's so reliable. Like, this is so good that I really reckon it would hold its own. What I do want to see is how far I can push it. So if I was to use this consistent for 2 hours, would something give way? Would the spring give way? Would the mag stop loading, or would they start leaking? Will my spring just stop being so reliable, like I'm talking about? Like, that's more what I'd want to test, maybe durability and actual gameplay. So I'm gonna actually have a word with my manager and see what day I can come down there and just book out the firing range for like 2 hours, because I think it would just be so cool to give this like a proper run through. Like, I'm very pleased that it's literally knocked the target over. It's that good. I'm gonna do some mag dumping, just so that you guys can actually see it firing. Let me actually fill it back because it's almost done. But yeah, man, I'm actually pleased with it. Like, that's why I've made it my main loadout. So it's the secondary for my G&G CM16, and I wasn't gonna just put any gun as a secondary for that, because in the beginning I ended up removing the Raven from the conversion kit just because I wanted to have a reliable sidearm, and the Raven so far, pistol wise, has been, I'm not gonna lie to you, my most reliable sidearm, via why I was willing to remove it from my what's it called kit, my indoor kit, just to have a sidearm with that CM16. But I feel like this will be a perfect sidearm for CM16. I feel like I'm gonna at times be drawing this even when I can hit them with the CM16, just because the usability is so nice and it feels good in the hand and it's so precise. Like I said, I do want to just see durability though, like how long will it last is the long and short of that. And you know what, let me actually put back up that target just so I can get a couple more shots off at it. Yeah, and if you notice the red gas, so much people have so much to say about red gas. Oh yeah, one thing I do want to show you quickly as well. Is it loaded? Okay, it is loaded. So if I fire it, yeah, you can also cock the pin that way, which I just think is cool, because with the Glock there is genuinely no other way to cock it apart from cocking the whole slide. So for me, I just found that very interesting. Because as a user, sometimes you're not gonna say, like, a guy is literally like, I find this quite a lot with containers, bro, because most of the kills you'll see in the gameplay anyway, most of the kills I'm getting killed, it's like niggas is hearing us talk, bro. It's not because we're slipping any other way, we're just being sloppy, talking too loud. And one thing I noticed, like, if you have a gun that's mad loud when you have to reload, it's like the nigga could be on the other side of the wall from you and you're literally going, he's going to hear that, bro. He's going to hear that, and he, you know, the worstest thing is he's gonna know what you're on as well, because that's not really the sound of a gas blowback pistol. Like, it's a very distinctive sound when you reload a blowback rifle. Sorry, he knows that it's a pistol that you've got when you're doing that, and he knows it's a gas blowback. So if I was him, I would flick my AEG onto auto and just wait for you to come around. The moment you poke, I'm letting loose. So do you see what I'm saying? It's wise to have that hammer, because, bro, like, I could be around the corner and literally, I've set that. Have you been able to hear that? Just listen again. You can't hear nothing, my guy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, listen again. Compared to, can I get what I'm trying to say? So I just feel like tactically this is definitely better than the EU18 or even the Raven. Like, currently, preciseness on the shot, bro, I'm putting this higher, which is very interesting because this is cheaper than the Raven. Well, it depends where you buy the Raven from. Because when I originally bought the Raven was worth I think it was 130, 140. No, tell a lie, it was 120, 130-ish. Now the Raven's worth like £90, bro. I saw it online the other day on Patrol Base for £90, bro. So it would make sense now, because technically this is more expensive than that. But before, it didn't make sense to me, because I was like, I paid 120, 130s for the Raven, but this shoots better than the Raven and it's cheaper. And it's made by Vorsk, which is meant to be apparently a lower company. So I found that also interesting. But yeah, let's get back to it. And I'll show you it actually does fire properly. So you see I've cocked the hammer, yeah? One thing you do need to be careful is because you're shooting from so far. Is my gas finished? I think the gas might have finished. Oh, do you know where it is? I think I know where it is. Okay, so the gas was finished. So what was that? What did I get out there? Whole mag and maybe 2. Because I literally just refilled the mag. So whole mag and 2. What I do want to also do at some point is, obviously there's smaller mags, so that's one thing I will tell you where the EU18 does beat it. The EU18 you can get like 2. You can fill the mag once with gas, and you'd probably get 24, because 23 rounds, you get 23 times 2, and then you get a couple shots after that, maybe like 4 or 5. So that's what, 46, call it 49, call it 50 you get out of a single mag, whereas 20, you probably get the 20 plus 20, call it 23 in total you get, which isn't great, but why I still say, for example, that this is a better pistol overall is because, you see, for me, number one, you could just go and get an extender, and the extender, if I'm correct, I think it holds 35 or 40. So 40, when are you gonna need more than 40 at a time with a pistol? Never really. Like, if you watch my gameplay, you'll see it's very rare you're gonna need 40 at once. You know what I'm trying to say? That's why you have your primary weapons. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, the solution would just be an extender mag. That's what I would say to any sword boys that would be like, oh, but this and but that. Like, just get an extender. I do have an extender, but we won't be testing that today. I'm gonna test that because that's a game mag. I'll show you guys in gameplay how that one works. And what I'd also do want to do is try different gases, because red gas for me was a winner with the Glocks, and I feel like that was just more so because the chambers in them are bigger. I do really want to try green gas in this, because green gas did work very, very, very well last game when it was hot outdoors. So I'm thinking maybe it's just that different gases perform different in different mags. So I'm gonna test to see if maybe a green gas might get me 2 rounds out of this. So I would have 20 times 2, so that's 40 just from a small clip. But I can't confirm that yet, because obviously I haven't tried that and I haven't got that outcome, if that makes sense. So just bear with. Today we're gonna stick with the red gas, but I will eventually test the green gas. I think next game for sure it will be green gas that I use, just to be sure. Yeah, now you can hear it spraying. So yeah, and like I said, that you won't need it. Like, I know it just sounds like I'm tooting Vorsk's horn with this pistol, but it's because I knew, you see, when I came into Airsoft, I knew what I was looking for. And yeah, when I bought the Glocks, I was like, yeah, they're fun, I enjoyed them, but it was more about learning how to take them apart, understanding all the parts.
Just so that you guys can see results from the VPX. And I'm like 4 meters away, guys. This is a pistol doing this.